All right, hey everybody. If you're watching this episode, that means you missed the coolest Christmas party of the day, the Nerds Drink Whiskey Christmas party on December 8th. But I'm not going to plug that December 8th Christmas party because you're watching this on December 9th. But we just finished, last week, we finished our Bottled in Bond series. So this is not a bottled in bond whiskey, but it is one that we have never tried before. And as far as I can find, I thought we had reviewed Elijah Craig before, but I
have a half a bottle.
Yeah.
In my cabinet. I can't imagine I didn't bring it on the show. But we can't find the episode, and we're all on mobile, so it's really kind of hard to search through our backlog.
So look on look right here, and it will say whether or not we have reviewed Elijah Craig before, and which one it was.
I know it wasn't this one.
I was going to say, I don't believe it was special batch.
Either way, we have one right now.
We're going to do it now. As always, please come by Doggers in Yelm and ask for a Nerds Drink Whiskey list. And especially with Elijah Craig, ask for a shot of Elijah Craig and give it a try. And it's going to be cheaper than buying the whole bottle. Just come by Doggers and take a shot, and then comment. Post a comment below and let us know what you think. And we welcome and encourage you to disagree with us. That always makes it fun. At this event, we don't have our favorite heckler, Becca, here. So we need you to heckle us in the comments because we miss Becca. So anyways, we're going to try Elijah Craig. Here we go.
Got an interesting nose to it.
Now wait, what is this? This is 94 proof. Okay, so this is only
Definitely,
This is only six less than the 100, but that's still quite. Is this mine?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's mine.
That's pretty good. I like that. I know usually we mix nerdy stuff with the whiskey, so I'm actually going to bring up that my favorite book series is finally, there's a rumor, and I'm going to call it a rumor because of what I'm about to tell you after this, but there was a Deadline, I think, reported that the Dresden Files book series had been picked up by Fox 21 Studios, and they were going to redo it. However, on the same day, and we didn't notice it until like a week later, the same day as Deadline posted that story, Jim Butcher, the author of the Dresden Files, posted a very vague statement saying, "Don't believe everything you read on the internet, kids."
Oh.
And he didn't give any specifics on what he meant by that. Okay, so did it get canceled before Deadline reported it? Did the talks fall through? Was Deadline talking out their backside?
Or was he just talking about something completely unrelated?
Or was he talking about something completely unrelated? You just don't know. He was very vague. So it is a rumor. I'm calling it a rumor that the Dresden Files book series has been rebooted into a new television series. So right now is the time to go and go on your Kindle or your local bookstore, buy all the books, read them. If you have one of those jobs where it's very physical but takes no brain cells, the audiobooks are done by Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Jim Marsters. He does a phenomenal job at the audiobooks, does all the little voices and characters. The man obviously is insane because he has a lot of voices in his head, but go out and catch up on all the Dresden Files books now because there's a huge potential that there's a television series coming in about a year from now, and it'll take you that long to catch up through the books.
So you talk about the Dresden Files a lot. Tell us
Where
what
do
it's
you get
about.
That? It's basically, imagine if Harry Potter was written for adults. If Harry Potter grew up to be a very grizzled, snarky Chicago detective, his name would be Harry Dresden.
There we go.
I mean, we're all big fans of Bruce Campbell on the show. I think the Bruce Campbell from the Briscoe County Junior days would have been the ideal person to play. Harry Dresden. So kind of picture if Briscoe County Jr., instead of him being a cowboy, was a wizard in modern era. That would kind of give you an idea of the character that he plays.
I always say a cross between, well, Harry Potter, Jim Rockford, and Columbo.
Maybe,
Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah. And I'm continuing to take sips of this. I don't know. Anybody else?
I like this.
What's your full thoughts on it?
Honestly, it's not that bad, actually. It's got, a nice all-around flavor to it. It's not overbearing. It's got a little bit of a sweet flavor to it, but kind of sharp at the same time. The bite is definitely, it's not overpowering at all. It goes down really easy for me, but just like the little tiniest kick on the way down, but it dissipates very quickly.
Well, we've been drinking 100 proof, and this is 94 proof, and that little bit of difference
says a
is
lot.
massive. And also, I think we should point out that Dogger knew that we were going to talk about Harry Dresden. He somehow sensed this. And,
we have Bob the Skull glasses?
He had Bob the Skull glasses. This is Bob. If you're a Harry Dresden fan, you know who Bob the Skull is. If you think Harry Dresden is snarky, you should meet Bob the Skull. Yeah, it's these are Bob. I'm going to call these Bob the Skull glasses. Since it's December 9th, so we couldn't possibly be celebrating Halloween. These are the ghosts of Christmas spirits past. Spirits meaning whiskey. So that's why we still have these up. It's not Halloween decorations. These are Christmas decorations.
Absolutely.
Jeff, what's your thoughts on your long?
So I have a bottle of the standard Elijah Craig, and I would say like it's fine, but has no soul. This stuff actually has some soul to it. It has some depth, it has some interesting notes, and it actually like, you might remember that you actually had it, versus the Elijah Craig is like entirely forgetful. So it's definitely a step up from the standard stuff. I think my perception of this shot is colored by the fact that I'm kind of whiskeyed out at this point.
Yeah.
We've been, doing the Bottled and Bond series, that was quite adventurous because sampling 300 proof whiskeys in a row, I think I still have a tongue.
Yeah, mine's in there somewhere.
They may have a problem, but I like a challenge.
Me and you also don't have to drive afterwards, so, you know.
Like I said, I like a challenge.
I like this. It's the best thing in the last 4 whiskeys we've tasted. I like this one the best. Oddly enough, this reminds me kind of rum. It has that sweetness about it. It just
Honestly,
has kind of a caramelized,
Yeah, kind of that caramel,
like
sugary,
a really light
just a little bit.
rum, but without it being thick.
But not enough to stray you from your stinky eyelays, right?
Oh, of course not.
If it doesn't smell like a Band-Aid, he just doesn't like it, you know?
Islay Scotch, that would be.
No wonder Ed and I get along so well.
Now are eyelays your favorite scotch?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, love that Islay. But this is good.
And he's not just saying that because he knows that Islay's are my least favorite whiskey of all the different types of whiskeys out there.
I've tried to get you to try so many.
He keeps trying to
Even
find an
some of the
Islay that
really, really good ones, and
Kind of like Space Sides myself.
I didn't like
Ardbeg.
PD until I bought a bottle. And when I first started it, I was like, yeah, this stuff's really not that good. And now I'm almost done with it. I'm like, oh, okay, I like this stuff now. It took me a whole bottle to...
once you get a taste for it, then that's kind of all you want to a
Yep.
point. But
I definitely prefer bourbons myself. That's just I'm a bourbon snob. So I got to say, now is this technically a bourbon? This is a straight Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. So
first char of the cask, which is why it's got that beautiful dark color.
the charred cask. So I'd say out of all the whiskeys we've tried this series, it probably has the most depth of any of the whiskeys.
I really like that rye myself.
The rye was really good.
I agree with Jeff.
Yeah, it's, I would say this is probably the sweetest, as far as I'm concerned, of the four. And gosh, that rye was a very close second, almost tied. Those are the two that you absolutely need to get to Doggers. Give it a try, and let us know in the comments what you think. Compare it with the other ones. I mean, come on. If you have a nice meal, nice burger here at Doggers, you know, you got to have at least 4 shots of whiskey. I mean, it's just, you know, and those are your 4 shots that you should have, and yeah, and but, I don't know. I think Elijah Craig is definitely a high recommend from all of us, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely.
I can agree entirely.
Really good.
Okay, time to. I like doing this. I think this is a good habit to get into. Predictions.
On.
1 year from now, do we have a Dresden Files show?
No comment. Just because I've not invested, I've never watched the show, I've never read any news on it, I really don't know.
You Philistine.
I know. It's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You're all into it, I have no idea.
Part of me wants a Dresden Files show because it could be amazing, but then there's the part of me that has seen the current Dresden Files show and knows how it could be horrible. So I would actually rather the books stay pristine and not get tainted by another horrible show. So I'm going to say no Dresden Files TV show.
Now, that's what you want, but what's your prediction? Will it happen?
Yeah, at this point, I would say probably no. If it does, I'd be pleasantly surprised, but I'm going to say, yeah, my vote is a no.
Gabe?
Well,
Just prediction, not whether what you want or what you don't want.
I understand that. I just want to elaborate on it for about 5 seconds. Basically, as Jeff so lightly noted, Bruce Campbell might have actually ended up being attached to something brand new. I'm hoping that maybe, yeah, it could be the Dresden Files that he is attached to. So I'm gonna be the minority and say yay, that he very well could do it.
I think that the first one was so bad that I think as long as, I think if they involve Jim Butcher in any way, I think that, and maybe that's why he said don't believe everything you read on the internet, maybe they're trying to do it without him. I think if they involve him, I think it's going to happen, and I think it'll be better. If they don't involve him, I think it still will happen, and I think it will suck. So that's pretty much my prediction is I'm pretty sure it's going to happen, but whether or not it's good or not, depends upon how much they involve Jim Butcher himself. And I'm very, very curious to see who plays Toot. There is a character in the book series named Toot, and you got to read some of the side characters in this book series are just extremely interesting. So, yeah, I'm really curious to see who they get to play Toot.
Well, I will say, with the modern quality of television that we're all used to, it'd be almost impossible to make a worse series in today's, I mean, they would do like the pilot episode, and if they recreated the series from before, they would be, yeah, no, never mind, if they tried that today. So I can't imagine a show wouldn't be better. That being said, I don't know that it would happen, because like there are a lot of reasons why it would fall apart and never get done, and there's a lot of other stuff out there that they could do. So yeah, I'm still 60-40, 60% no.
It could be as bad as the new Nathan Fillion show, The Rookie. I mean, the bad shows do happen.
Yeah, but that's attached to an actor who people know and recognize and want to see, versus an author doesn't necessarily translate to TV viewership the same way.
Right.
Have you watched that? Is it terrible? It looks terrible.
The first, The Rookie?
The Rookie, yeah.
I'm not brave enough to try it yet.
I did see I saw the first episode. He actually looks better in it. I mean, he looks like he actually he looks younger than he did at the end of
Firefly.
of the last show he was in, Castle.
Oh.
So he actually
Never
looks
watched.
younger than he did in the castle.
I almost think, rather than watch that show, I almost think I'd rather burn my eyes out with a soldering iron.
I think I'd just rather rewatch Firefly. I have it
Yeah,
on
I like
DVD,
that idea.
And yeah, and by the way, that's the only reason we're talking about The Rookie is because Nathan Fillion was on Firefly.
As you are in Firefly, deal with it.
All right, so any closing statements before we say goodbye and make fun of the people that didn't attend our December 8th Christmas party?
Definitely.
Yeah, thank you, Dogger, and all the staff here that make
Yes.
delicious food, and Les for the hooking us up with the audio here.
Sound? Yes.
Absolutely, and thank you very much. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more, you guys.
See you next time. Nerds Drink Whiskey.